picturesque, often imitated, never duplicated, the greatest show on dirt, the World of Outlaws.
Hello, race fans, and welcome to tonight's event of the Extreme Motorsports 99.com Racing League for their running of the NASCAR Xfinity Series here at the Richmond Raceway. This is round 6 of 10 of their regular season. I'm Tanner Sharp, and alongside me in the booth tonight is Mr. David Everly, who's doing the double duty and helped me call the action here tonight with the camera pushing. And Dave, welcome to Richmond Raceway. It used to be formerly called Richmond International Raceway, but they just recently changed the title of the track to Richmond Raceway. This track is a 0.75 racetrack, so it is a short track, less than a mile. And it's got 14 degrees of banking in the corners of the racetrack. And I tell you what, this is going to be some maybe just as exciting racing as we've seen at Bristol about a week ago. How you doing tonight?
Doing pretty good. Ready for some short track racing. And like they say at these short tracks, Tanner, if you ain't bumping, you ain't racing.
Yeah, if you ain't bumping, you definitely ain't racing, and you definitely ain't trying, that's for sure. But tell you what, Bub, since we talked a little bit about the track here, it is 14 degrees of banking. It is considered a rhythm racetrack. The bottom line is going to be the preferred groove here at Richmond. You might see some guys get the runoff corner exit. So, I mean, there's a lot of unknowns tonight here. They are using the NASCAR Xfinity cars. The track temperature tonight is 80 degrees with a 79-degree air temperature. But, hey, before we get into all that, all the other stuff, let's talk about the drivers, especially the point standings. Mr. Jason Wells is sitting on top of the point standings right now. He has 219 points as the points leader. Mike Rominger in second in points, 209. Eric Tesk, he's got 192 points, sitting in third. Tommy Haynes in fourth in points, 187. Travis Pryor has lost 2 spots that last race, sitting fifth with 165 points. Steve Dutz, sixth in points, 163 points. Gary Wobalt, 159 points in seventh. Bryce Whitson Jr. in eighth in points, 158 points he has. Hunter McDaniel gained 5 points this past week before entering tonight's event in ninth in points. He's tied with John Wimbish, 153 points for those two drivers, tied for ninth. And Marty Ray in 10th, who's got 151 points. So that's the top 10 points of the drivers that are before this race starts here tonight. And looking at the qualification, just about a minute away until the drivers start race until they start gridding up. Sal Casey. That must be a newcomer for the Extreme Motorsports 99.com. He's on top of the board with a 21 flat. Really, it's 21.045. Michael Atkins Jr. 21.083. Eric Tesk 21.096. And now we're going to reach a 21 ones, which is going to be Richie Evans 21.1, and a Bryce Whitson a 21.134. And Senesek is in sixth with a 21.173. So we got about 30 seconds left here. 160 laps these drivers are going to be running here for this for tonight's event. And I am going to go on a limb. I am going to expect there's going to be some cautions. That is a typical short track thing. I've kind of ran some iRacing official races today, and I know the Extreme Motorsports 99 is not iRacing official races, nor they don't act like them either. But I tell you what, this track can be a hard thing to get. It's very easy to overdrive into the corner entrance of the corner here. I have actually here at Richmond, I have a little bit of a record on myself here on iRacing on 5 straight wins here at this racetrack. But nonetheless, Dave, we're getting ready to grid up here right now. Sal Casey in the number 41 officially has the pole, so congratulations to Sal on getting the pole for tonight's event. Michael Atkins Jr. in second. Eric Tesk is going to start in third. Richie Evans will start in fourth. Bryce Whitson Jr. in fifth. Bryce Sinisek will start in sixth. Hunter McDaniel will start in seventh. Steve Dutz will start eighth. John Wimbish in ninth. And rounding out the top 10, Marty Ray. Dave, are you able to take the next 10?
Starting in 11th is going to be Dakota Craig, Mike Rominger 12th. Wally Tierheimer starting 13th. David Elliott 14th. Davis Richards starting 15th. Travis Pryor 16th. Robert David Ballantyne starting 17th. Randy Purdue's 18th. Joshua Gillen 19th. Gary Robert rounding out your top 20.
Blackjack position, 21st position tonight. Chris Voiles, 22nd, will start Jeremy Rigney. Tommy Haynes will start 23rd. And the last driver to take a qualification time, starting 24th tonight, Scott Mitten. Championship point leader Jason Wells, deep in the field tonight, elected not to take a qualification time. He'll start 25th. Nick Hunt in 26th. Cody McFadden, 27th. Andy Starcher, 28th. And Kerry Cleaver in 29th. And rounding out the top 30 cars that are supposed to start this evening's festivities is Brian Wasserman. But I think the Brian Wasserman and Cody McFadden are actually, they're on track. So it looks like they are going to be racing. So I'm not seeing Starcher or Cleaver. So I'm assuming one of those drivers could be an off-track official. Actually, administrative rights went to Andy Starcher. So I'll have to confirm that in a little while here. 2 pace laps these drivers are going to take around Richmond since it is less than a mile. And Dave, well, I guess I could say final thoughts before we start going green flag racing. What do you expect out of tonight's event?
A lot of bumping and grinding.
A lot of bumping and grinding. Yeah, that can happen. I am expecting a lot of. I agree. There could be a bumping and grinding here and there, but I'm going to go on a limb and say there's going to be somebody that's going to overshoot the corner. I've done it a number of times here at Richmond. You know, even though I've won like 5 straight here at one point or another here at Richmond, but every race I got into this week, I kept overdriving the corner for some reason. I had to back up the corner as much as I can just to get a good arc into the corner so I can ride that bottom. That would be the preferred line, is that bottom line. I would assume if we do get early cautions, though, I would look forward for drivers to stay out. But if we do get a long green flag run, I would look for the drivers to come on in. But nonetheless, we will keep an eye on that for you, since we have the live timing and scoring on our end to keep track of who comes in, who comes out, who has the fastest lap time, who has the fastest lap time by the last lap. You know, all that good old information. And I think Dave can, if there's any lap slide, I think Dave can. I don't have that information, but I believe Dave has that information. All right, coming down the back straightaway for the final time with the pace car on track. Before we take the green flag, 160 laps here tonight. 28 cars I'm counting that are going to start this field. Going to be Sal Casey. I am showing a Coors Light on my screen, and it is Coors Light. Pace car's in. Green flag is out. We are racing at Richmond. Off of turn number 2, off the 14 degrees of banking for the first time tonight. Atkins Jr. gets a heavy-duty great run on corner exit of turn number 2. He takes the lead away from the pole sitter, Sal Casey. Atkins Jr. is going to lead the first lap of this evening's festivities. Bryce Whitson Jr. is going for third place on Eric Tesk right now. Whitson gets the position on Tesk. Great move right there. A little further back in the field, I believe that is the number 12, John Wimbish, going against the 24 car of Richie Evans. That is the first side-by-side battle on the racetrack. Wimbish gets this, and he does. But look at Steve Dutz. He thought about going for it. Oh, a little bit up the hill goes Dutz just a little bit. This is going to allow the 65. We got a car on the apron in the back. It is a red car. I believe that was, trying to figure out who that was back there. I think that was 81 of Travis Pryor, I believe that was. Yes, it was. He got loose on entrance of the corner, or did he? I'm kind of rewinding it on my end here. Yeah, there was contact between the number 9 of Rominger and Pryor. So that costs Pryor a bunch of positions on track. He's back in. Oh, spinner down turn 1. Number 5 is around. Oh, great save. That was Randy Perdue. Holy macaroni. That could have been big. Nonetheless, we stay green. Atkins Jr. still out front by 0.2 of a second. Sal Casey in second. Whitson in third. Tesk in fourth. McDaniel rounding out the top 5. All drivers are running single file right now around the racetrack, just trying to buy their time. They understand it's only lap 5, actually coming to complete 6 laps. So we're only on lap 7 out of 160 laps, a long way to go. You'll catch the guys later if they're far ahead of you. Trying to see if there's any more battles on track. I see Rominger going underneath somebody. Rominger's going underneath the number 898 of Dakota Craig. Rominger is made a successful pass on the bottom side of the racetrack. That'll move Rominger up to 11th right now. All the top 10 drivers remain single file. Like Richie Evans might be going for a position on Wimbish. If Richie Evans gets this position on Wimbish, because this is a battle for 7th. Wimbish gets a good run off the high side, but the 24 is keeping tabs with Wimbish. That is an Evans versus Wimbish battle for 7th. Right behind these two cats, 65, Marty Ray. Dutz and Rominger. Nothing has changed up towards the front, nor in the top 5. Everybody running single file at the moment, kind of separate each other's gap. The most exciting action is around the 7th place spot. Evans gets it over Wimbish. Wimbish is a little bit in trouble now. He has the opportunity to hug that bottom now since Marty Ray could not progress on the pass. Dutz is going to try to go for a pass on Marty Ray. Or he's going to settle in line. At least it looked like he was going to go for a pass. Some drivers will have second thoughts here. All right, looks like this battle for 7th and 8th is about to calm down. Oh, we got a car around. Travis Pryor. Number 81. No caution. That was down in turn 1 and 2. He gets it going. Travis Pryor has seen all sorts of trouble in the opening stage, just in the first 10 laps tonight. Already some damage, I believe, on that number 81 machine. Gonna see if I'm seeing if he's has he had not any significant damage. Just hoping for a caution. Out front is still Michael Atkins, this time by 0.3 of a second. Sal Casey in second. Whitson's in third. Tesk is in fourth. Rounding out the top 5 is McDaniel. Looks like Rominger back there in 11th is kind of pushing a little pressure on Dutz, while Dutz is pushing a little pressure on Wimbish. Wimbish is going to protect the inside. Way high above the racetrack into the marbles goes Dutz. He may have overdriven the racetrack, but that it will cost him a position on Rominger. Rominger did an excellent job there by taking advantage of another driver's mistake. At least it looked like a mistake on Dutz's part, unless Dutz decided to let him by. One or the other. Like those drivers are going to relax here for a moment while I search throughout the field here if there is another battle. There is one way in the back of the pack. It is Tommy Haynes. Nope, excuse me, not Tommy Haynes. The Cody McFadden. Wally Tierheimer, Chris Voiles. That would be 18, 19th, and 20th. That's actually the only battle on track. Actually, Rominger's going under Wimbish. This would be a battle for 9th. Wimbish is actually, he started 9th tonight. Currently in 9th. Now he's in 10th. Wonder here if Dutz is going to be able to capitalize on that bottom line. Yes, he will. Not going to allow Wimbish on that inside road. Dutz is going to take advantage of this. Oh, contact between Wimbish and Dutz. That really slowed down Wimbish, and I tell you what, thank the Lord that we do not have tire rubs on iRacing, because I seen smoke coming out of that left front tire once there was contact between Dutz and Wimbish. That could have cut down a left front tire, but we don't have tire failures. We have tire wear. Otherwise, Dave, it's all the action has kind of calmed down a little bit now. Nothing changing up in the top 5. Oh, we got a caution on the speedway, though.
That looks like that's going to be the 164 of Cody McFadden here. See if we can see what exactly. Actually, it started between the 10 and the 17. 164 of McFadden, nowhere to go. The 5 of Randy Perdue, also hard hit. So there's going to be the 177 also around. There's going to be some damaged cars down on pit road.
You know, looking at the replay, Dave, I think there was netcode contact between Tommy Haynes, and the number 10 of Jeremy Rigney. That was definitely netcode. At least that's what I'm seeing on my end. All right, pit road is open. All the leaders take in the pits. Trying to look up on my information here if anybody did stay out. I am showing everybody hitting the pits.
Actually, the 40 of Joshua Gillen, he's known to do this. He's going to stay out, get the points for leading a lap, as he is now taking over the race leader. But more than likely, he is going to pit in once everybody comes next time around.
Yep, he didn't really lead the lap this time by. If he stays out right now, he'd be able to lead a lap. He actually did not beat Atkins Jr. to the line. We'll have to keep an eye on Joshua Gillen, who may become a new leader. He's down pit road now. And where's Sal Casey? Sal Casey looks like he got off pit road first. What happened to Michael Atkins? Atkins came in pit road as the race leader.
He has fallen back. I'm currently back, showing him back in 24th.
Gonna get an update here in just a second here. He had a long pit stop. Still stayed in his pit box. I don't know if he got a penalty. I don't think he did. If he did get a spare pin penalty, usually it is the tail end of the longest line.
Well, if you get caught entering pit road though too fast, they'll hold you into your pit stall, so that could be a possibility.
That could be a possibility too. Where is Atkins? Atkins had a 30.8 pit stop time. So he did. That looks like they did hold him down pit road. Wow.
That could either be an unsafe pit entrance or speeding on the entry into pit road.
My money's on speeding. It didn't look like he sped on pit road according to my according to his tachometer. But again, who knows? Nonetheless, Atkins Jr. all the way in 23rd now. So I'll put the pole sitter as officially leading laps now, Sal Casey. Bryce Whitson's in second. Eric Tesk in third. Hunter McDaniel fourth. Bryce Sinisek rounding out the top five. Richie Evans is in sixth. Marty Ray seventh. Steve Toots in eighth. Dakota Greg ninth. And Mike Rominger the top 10. Okay, that is the top 10 that will restart here. Coming to lap 25. Coming to 135 laps to go. All right, let's see what Sal Casey can do. Remember, he lost the lead on the beginning of the race. And we're back green. Casey a better restart this time. The Lone Ranger out front. First side-by-side battle for second. Tesk and Whitson. Whitson on a higher line, Tesk on a lower line. Right behind those two cats, Hunter McDaniel. Or, excuse me, not Hunter McDaniel. Yeah, that's Hunter McDaniel. Looks like Whitson's going to hold off Eric Tesk. There's a huge battle around Mike Rominger. 64 machine, Jason Wells, championship leader on the bottom. Trying to make up some ground. Rominger's trying to go around the 98 of Dakota Craig. That would be a battle for ninth. Rominger, I believe he got ninth out of that. 64, Wells is going to go by. Here comes Wimbish, and here comes Tommy Haynes. Wow. Dakota Greg is like really high above the racetrack, higher than usual, higher than what you really want to be unless you're really just trying to stay out of trouble. And right there, flirting with the outside wall, just about touching it. Oh, Marty Ray going after Sinisek for fifth. Down in turn 1 and 2. Dutz is going to follow the same line as Sinisek. Wow, Sinisek got a launch off of turn number 2. Everybody remaining single file. All the top 10, single file. Nothing's changed up towards the lead. It's still Casey, Whitson, Tesk, McDaniel, and Sinisek, the top 5. Marty Ray going after Sinisek for fifth, at least trying to right now. Can't make nothing of it at the moment. Rominger's going around another driver back there. I do believe, actually, is that a driver coming after him? That's a driver coming after him, and that's Jason Wells, championship leader. Wells trying to operate that higher line, not working out right now. Caution on the speedway, big wreck. Number 20 car. That would be Robert David Valentine.
As we take a look at the replay, it looks like maybe a flirt with a wall there. Can't really see, but it also involved the 81 of Travis Pryor. As Travis Pryor was on the inside, the 20 just lost it coming out of the turn, got squiggly. The 81 of Travis Pryor nowhere to go.
Man, he really got aggressive with the throttle in the middle of the corner, trying to beat the 81 car of Travis Pryor, and just got really loose doing it. That's what happens when you get in the throttle just a little too early. It can really send that car for a loop. That back end can become light. Everybody down pit road once again. Everybody. I believe this is going to be all 4 tire pit stops this evening. And I say if you're going to take a 2 tire pit stop, why not gamble with it right now? Why not? You're under caution. You only had a few laps on them tires. Oh, we got a race off pit road. Sal Casey wins the race off pit road. Whitson in second. Eric Teskey in third. And McDaniel fourth. Hopefully nobody sped this time. Not showing anybody speeding. Alright, so we have our second caution of the evening here at Richmond. I'm showing Joshua Gillen officially led a lap last time by. 40 car, so credit him for leading a lap. That 51 car is Richard Davis. He is actually 9 laps down already. Everybody has made pit stops. We should get the 1 to go signal this time by. We should. Don't hold it against me here. Nope, not yet. Alright, well folks, feel free. Obviously, the chat is up here tonight on YouTube. Thanks everybody for participating in the chat this evening. I'll keep an eye on as much as I can. You're on the OSR network. We should be getting the one we should be getting. We definitely should be getting the 1 to go signal this time, but iRacing's always, it can just play some tricks on me. I'd say we're going to get the 1 to go signal, and we don't. Let's see if we get it this time, though. We should. We do. Wait, 51 car is going to get a going on the tail end of the lead lap. So, with that being said, let me restart. Top 10 for you on this restart. Sal Casey, your pole sitter of tonight's event, is currently in the lead. Bryce Whitson in second. Eric Tesk is in third. Hunter McDaniel fourth. Jason Wells in the top 5 tonight for the first time. Bryce Sinisek in sixth. Steve Dutz seventh. Marty Ray in eighth. Ninth is Richie Evans. And rounding out the top 10 is Mike Rominger. Alright, pace car's headed off down in the pit road. Sal Casey. Gonna get on the loud pedal. He does. We're back green flag racing. Good old jump by Sal. Bryce might be wanting, he's thinking about blocking that for that second place. Not gonna risk it. Tesk is on the bottom, but hey, Whitson's gonna get the round corner exit. Yep, he does. First side-by-side battle. Here comes Jason Wells in the 64 underneath. Who's that on the higher line there? Is that Marty Ray trying to go for a position? It is. Marty Ray. Trying to go around the outside on a pass to Jason Wells. Success. Didn't think that outside line was going to work right off the bat. Wells is fighting back, though, and right behind those two cats is another two-cat battle between Marty Ray and Steve Dutz. And actually, this is the most exciting part of the action-packed racing right now going on. Looks like Wells has cleared those guys. Dutz is going to go after Sinisek. Marty Ray's going to drop to the bottom to follow Dutz. Down in turns 1 and 2. Sinisek in the 09 on a higher line, not the line he's wanting to be in. Ooh, a little high goes Sinisek. That's going to cost him. That'll cost him those positions right there, and he almost got challenged by Richie Evans in the 24. Little bit of a checkout box back there. Who was that? That was John Wimbish. A little bit overdriven the corner a little bit. Man, that bumper is pushed in. But it ain't slowing him down. He's just outside the top 10. And how about that? Michael Atkins Jr. in 12th. I think there might be a little bit of a battle up towards the front. Nope, nothing yet. Every time I think there's going to be a battle, I think Wells is going to go after McDaniel eventually, and if he does, that would be for 4th. Like the top 5 have calmed down now, especially the top 2, because Sal Casey has pulled a 1-second lead over Bryce Whitson, so let's kind of keep going in the back in the middle of the field here. What's a good battle? Atkins is going to go after Wimbish here. Michael Atkins Jr. going after John Wimbish. Battle for 11th. Cannot just get by him on the bottom just yet. Oh, he turned him! Oh, bumper! Oh, no! A little bumper contact. Caution's out. I was wondering what was going to happen there. We'll have to take a look at the replay. Dave, what did you see on the replay?
Well, we see John T. Wimbish with Michael Atkins right behind him. Atkins looks like he came in hot into the turn, unable to get slowed down, and just barely hit the left quarter panel of John T. Wimbish, sending him around. John T. Wimbish just unable to save it.
Ooh, yeah, definitely a driver error on Michael Atkins Jr. part. That's just a driver's mistake. That's a driver mistake. I do it plenty of times here at Richmond, to where I accidentally overdrive the corner and almost making contact. And in this case, there was contact that sent Wimbish around. So, bringing out our third caution of the evening. All right, I do expect pit road to be open, and I do expect drivers to come down pit road. Unless somebody is brave enough to stay out there on older tires. Pit road's open. Any takers? Here they come. Everybody on pit road. I assume this is all going to be 4 tire pit stops. We do have a lucky dog. Travis Pryor is the lucky dog beneficiary under this caution. Everybody's in their pit box. Right side's going up. Changing tires. Cannot. Marty Ray's out. Marty Ray wins the race off pit road. Ooh, a couple positions lost for Sal Casey. What happened there? Either a bad pit stop or an overdrove pit box. No, he didn't overdrive his pit box. Low pit time. I'm going to have to take a look at the times here. Where's Sal at? Sal had a 16.8 pit stop. Yeah, 16.8 pit stop. Slow pit stop. Wow, that'll cost you positions on track, a slow pit stop. But Marty Ray, your race leader here, he had a 2-tire pit stop, 9.4 seconds compared to Whitson's and Eric Tesk's 4-tire pit stop, 14.9 and a 14.2 pit stops for those two drivers. Jeremy Rigney was penalized under this caution flag, I believe, for speeding. Back in 21st. Unless he stayed in his pit box for damage. Actually, I think he just stayed in his pit box for damage. Yeah, I believe it was just for damage. My mistake. Alright, 1 to go signal this time by Marty Ray is going to take the race lead for the first time today. Let's see what he can do on the 2-tire strategy. I guess this will be a good time to use that 2-tire strategy. Bryce Whitson in second, Eric Teskey's in third, Sal Casey in fourth, Hunter McDaniel rounding out the top 5, Jason Wells in sixth, Steve Dutz seventh, sixth Bryce Sinisek in eighth, ninth Mike Rominger, Richie Evans rounding out the top 10. Here we go. Marty Ray on the loud pedal. Not 100% able to get away. If he can hold off the bottom line at least for a lap, he should be okay. First side-by-side battles for second between Whitson and Tesk. And here comes McDaniel going after Whitson. Tesk is going to try to go for the race lead. Can't get it done right there. Marty Ray leading another lap. McDaniel going for more. He wants to go for second. He wants to force Eric Test to that higher line. Looked like McDaniel had to back it off just a little bit, though. More an effort by Hunter McDaniel. Al Casey hitting the apron a little bit, getting a little loose. Got past. Whitson's going to do a little bit of a bumper tag and go underneath McDaniel for third. Hard race. Oh, McDaniel, did he get into the wall? I don't think so. He got very close to it. If anything, he got to that wall, it was just a kiss. McDaniel underneath Casey. Here comes Wells. He's going to take advantage of this. He wants to get underneath Casey. Nothing, and this is a battle for fifth. Nothing changing in the top 4. It's actually the only battle in the top 10 between Wells and Casey for fifth. Pretty good racing here tonight, Dave. I'm telling you, despite a couple of cautions, this is some fantastic racing here at Richmond.
Yeah, I mean, we've only had 3 cautions, which really isn't bad on such a short track. I mean, these guys really ain't getting up to full speed. It's close quarters racing, so you're going to expect mistakes. So good job by all the drivers.
Wells is still trying to get after Casey. Casey's he's still trying to fight that higher line. He will lose that battle to Wells, and now here comes Sinisek. Go to the race lead here right now. That's heating up, and it is heating up. Eric Tesk underneath Marty Ray. New leader, Eric Tesk, for the first time. Marty Ray going to do a crossover. See what Ray can do on the bottom here. Now you got to remember, Marty Ray is on 2 tires compared to Eric Tesk's 4. Like, he's trying to challenge him, but it ain't working. A little bit back in the top 10. Got a battle going on between Sal Casey and Steve Dutz. Looks like Sinisek's is gonna get around Casey. He's clear. Dutz is gonna try to challenge for the battle. This between those 3 cars, that was 6th, 7th, and 8th. Right now, it's a battle for 7th. Usually here at Richmond, oh man, a little loose. When it comes to loose conditions, because all drivers are driving the same setup, it is a fixed setup league. Usually, when when you're getting loose off the corner, the car is technically telling you that you're over driving me here. You're driving me too hard. When you get back into the gas and it's a little early, the car's going to let you know because the car's going to get light on that corner exit, and it's going to really snap loose on you. That back end just wants to go around. So it's something to keep an eye on. Sometimes you got to play with the throttle to get the car planted just right to get the good run off. And if it was a daytime race, handling would be a bigger issue. But with the sun down, the moon is up, the lights are on, and the track is cool, it does provide these drivers grip in the racetrack. I think we got a battle up towards the front. Yes, we do. Bryce Whitson going by Marty Ray for second. Now Marty Ray's in trouble. Marty Ray's going to fall back. Being challenged now by Hunter McDaniel and Jason Wells. Marty Ray was originally in second, got passed by Whitson, now he's being challenged by McDaniel. Looks like Whitson's kind of moving up the hill just a little bit as well. That's kind of allowing and opening the door for Hunter McDaniel to try to sneak underneath Whitson. Marty Ray doing an excellent job in holding these guys off. At least he's trying to, despite losing 4 positions. Looks like Wells had to back off there. Otherwise, he was going to get into the left rear quarter panel of McDaniel. Ooh, hitting that apron. Not what you want to do. And folks, when you hit that apron here at Richmond, car don't like it. You're going for a round, or you're going to be going around. And once you go around, you're just a passenger in that car. Alright, so Jason Wells is currently working on Marty Ray right now for 4th. I firmly believe Wells is going to beat Ray. This should open up the door for Sinisek. Nothing happening in the back. If there's any kind of battle in the back, it is Michael Atkins Jr. going against Dakota Craig for 12th. That battle up there in 5th is not relinquishing. Now it kind of does. Marty Ray finally settles in line. Eric Tesk has just increased his race lead to about a second. Pretty good racing overall here. I think this might be the longest. Dave's going to have to correct me if I'm wrong. Is this the longest green flag we've had so far tonight?
I think we had about a 25 lapper at the beginning, so it's just about getting there.
About getting there? Good way to feel how the tires are doing out there. I'm really curious on some of the trend and the tire temperatures of these cars. But I do not.
I'm watching the 64 and the 57 though. Jason Wells, he is getting just to that back bumper, just not enough to get his nose down underneath Hunter McDaniel to push him up a line, but he is working that line there against the 57. He is wanting that number 3 position.
I've been watching this battle too, and this battle, yeah, they're single file, but it really hasn't been given up. Every time I take my eyes off of it, something happens, something new unfolds up there. So they're all nose to tail right now. Still Eric Tesk out front, Whitson second, McDaniel, Wells, and Ray the top 5. Here we go. Marty Ray making contact with Sinisek. Ray, Ray's around. Saved it.
Good save there by the 65 Marty Ray.
Oh, very light contact. Yeah, very light contact between Sinisek and Ray, and it was just enough to send Ray to the midfield. Now Ray has actually fallen all the way back to 13th. Excuse me, 12th. Looks like they've there goes Jason Wells underneath McDaniel. Could not complete the pass. Could not get the run on the corner exit. Just curious if Wells is able to... Wells is going to change up the line. Wells is going to go around the outside line. Well, I'm going to try this. Good run off. Beats McDaniel to the line. Nice job. Wow. I guess that outside line does truly work here.
Yes, the 64 Jason Wells. Well, no, here comes Hunter McDaniel. Still trying to work that inside, but I tell you what, 64 Jason Wells makes the outside work as he clears the 57 of Hunter McDaniel and takes over that third position.
Good pass. That was like a textbook pass around that outside row. Nicely done. Now look at Wells. He's going to be hunting down Whitson now for second.
Well, these guys are looking at 31 laps since their last pit stop here for the top 18. So we're going to be getting into some, hopefully some green flag pit stops here, as they've got a good run going here at Richmond.
65% fuel load these drivers are carrying here tonight. That's a little over 9.6 gallons. I'm going to say there's going to be about 10-ish gallon, 10 to 11 gallons in that fuel tank. So on a limb, I'm going to go on a limb and guess about 55 to 60 laps on a tank of fuel. That's just a rough guess. Tell you what, the field has calmed down though. Single file action, practically all around the racetrack. But there is a challenge for second. Jason Wells going after Bryce Whitson. It is the Alienware Machine versus the Be the Match Camaro. Actually, they're both Camaros.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, as we approach the halfway point, 81 laps to go at the moment. We're going to go ahead and step away for our first commercial break. We'll be right back after these short messages.
Don't let your first date be your last. Visit People Against Distracted Driving at PADD.org.
Welcome back, folks, to the OSR Network. You are watching the ExtremeMotorsports99.com NASCAR Xfinity Series here at Richmond Raceway. Out front, Eric Tesk has a commanding lead of 3.5 seconds. Bryce Whitson in second and Jason Wells in third. Wells has not yet been able to get by Whitson yet. Hunter McDaniel in fourth. And Bryce Sinisek is in fifth. Steve Dutz on back. Oh, we got some three-wide crazy action going around lap traffic. Oh, it's tight. Hot mama. Wow. That could have been big. Nonetheless, this has been where the action's been from Steve Dutz. Actually, Dutz just now checked out. Oh, Richie Davis, contact between Sal Casey. Oh, checkup. Huge checkup. What in the world's going on here? Beating, banging, bumping and grinding. Like you said, Dave. Holy moly. This is where the action's been. And look at that! Rominger almost made contact with the 24 of Richie Evans. That Sal Casey did get around those cats. Here goes Atkins. Diving it in there. Well, as I was saying, before these guys decided to ruffle each other's feathers up a little bit, practically from 7th on back was a huge mess between about 4 or 5 cars. But now that's getting strung out. Pretty good. This is the longest green flag run of the night. Correct me if I'm wrong, Dave. We sitting on 3-4 cautions so far?
Yeah, we have 3 cautions so far here tonight. This is a 51 lap run here since their last pit stop.
Could be coming up on their pit stop within another 10 laps or so. Give or take, because the more you're on the throttle, the more you're using up the gas. Still Eric Tesk out front. Jason Wells currently in second. Actually, Wells got around Whitson. We missed that battle. I think all that activity that was going on, we missed the second place battle, but nonetheless, Wells did get around Whitson. And Sinisek's fourth, and running off the top 5, Hunter McDaniel.
Got a little battle here towards the back of the field for 9th, 10th, and 11th. That's between Richie Evans, Mike Rominger, Travis Pryor, bumper to bumper here as these guys, and Marty Ray sitting right there in 12th, as these guys are looking to get around each other to try to break into the top 10 here. Probably about the closest action on the track at the moment.
I agree. I've been looking all over the track here. I'm not really seeing any battles. This is not really a battle on track, even though they're not side by side, but they're kind of nose to tail. This has been the hot spot of activity of battles tonight, practically from 7th all the way to 11th about tonight. As of late, it's been 7th to to 10th. So far, Atkins Jr. leads that little pack over the 24 of Richie Evans, Mike Rominger, Travis Pryor in 11th, right there behind Rominger on the number 9. And there's Mr. Two Tires, Marty Ray in 12th. Man, he's got to be screaming for tires. $60 laps to go at Richmond. Now we're coming down to 62 to go. Or excuse me, 59 to go.
Well, I'm taking a look. So we got 56 laps on this run. We got 59 to go. Figure if these guys can run another 3 to 5 laps, they would be able to make it on a tank of fuel. The 99, Bryce Whitson there is down on pit road.
He calls it down pit road. He's the first glitcher down to pit road here. He flinches. He's calling it in for 4 tires and gas. This is actually right outside the window on fuel, but again, I agree with this call because heck, I would be asking for a caution. We got more takers on pit road. I think trying to see here on my list. It's live timing and scoring. Jason Wells, Bryce Sinisek, Hunter McDaniel, Marty Ray, David Elliott, all on pit road. Eric Tesk, race leader on pit road. And the race lead over to Steve Dutz. Atkins. Dutz is on pit road. New leader, Michael Atkins, Jr.
Well, we do know the top 6 that stayed out, which is Tesk, Atkins, Evans, Rominger, Haynes, Craig, and Wimbish. These guys can make it the remainder of fuel after this next pit stop. It's just a matter of how far they want to push on these older tires before coming down on pit road for a fresh set of stickers.
Dave, I'm going to have to ask you to, if you can, check your live timing and scoring here. Is Robert David Ballantyne already reached? Actually, he just pitted.
Yeah, he had 73 laps since his last pit.
Yeah. Oh, interesting. Trying to tell us something there, Robert. All right. So let's kind of reset it so far. Right now, the only drivers that have yet to make a pit stop. Josh, or let's kind of go from the race lead here. Michael Atkins Jr., Richie Evans, Mike Rominger, Tommy Haynes, Coda Gregg rounding out the top 5. John Wimbish, Joshua Gillen, all have yet to make a pit stop. There is one driver out there that's been going on for 80 laps now, but he is 14 laps down, and that's Davis Richards. That's interesting.
Well, I mean,
but nonetheless,
the only thing the top 6 has got to watch, though, is everybody behind them is on fresh tires. So they're going to be losing, the leaders are going to be losing ground because these guys on fresh tires are going to be a lot quicker and going to get them around them. So staying out too much longer, though, I mean, could definitely hurt you in the long run.
it's going to hurt you in the long run indeed. Everybody's practically a lap down that made that pit green flag pit stop. Joshua Gillen's already getting passed by Tesk for position. John Wimbish is down pit road. He's already in his pit box. Actually, not in his pit box. He's on pit lane. Now he hits his pit box. Joshua Gillen's actually losing positions. He's backing up in 9th. Lost it from Whitson and Wells.
Here comes Eric Tesk as he gets around the 24 of Richie Evans, and he's making a move to the inside there on Michael Atkins. This is going to put him back on the lead lap.
Yeah, went up the hill. It goes to 24 just a little bit. But, man, look at the tire difference between the leaders and compared to guys. Oh, this is a 3-wide contact. Oh, contact into the outside wall. Caution is out. Not what Bryce Whitson. Actually, I'll put Whitson on the lead lap. I'll put Tesk on the lead lap. Oh, no.
That was some 3-wide action going into the turn right there. Unfortunately, Bryce Whitson up a little bit into the number 2. David Ballantine into it. Actually, a lot of cars kind of beating and banging there after that incident. Trying to get some numbers here, but David Ballantyne's involved in it. Bryce Sinisak collected in the Dakota Craig. So this is definitely going to shake things up here.
Definitely a little contact, very slight contact between the number 9 and the 2 of Eric Atkins Jr. and Bryce Whitson Jr. That was a 3-wide situation with Wimbish a lap down. Oh, dang gone. Whitson's going on pit road. Wow. And wow. This will give a little bit of a credit to Richie Evans, Mike Rominger, Tommy Haynes, Dakota Gregg, because they're all pitting here. Atkins Jr. might be saved if he didn't hurt the car too bad. Pit road is open actually right now, so all the drivers that pitted under the green flag, if you're not the lucky dog, you're going to have to take the wave around.
Yeah, it looks like the 40 of Joshua Gillen got the lucky dog. He had 67 laps on his tires, but he is down on pit road. We are going to have a lot of cars getting the wave around here as the leaders are down on pit road.
Yep, trying to get the wave around here. I am counting. I think I'm counting how many cars would be on the lead. I'm trying to wait for everything to sort out here right now. Nonetheless, I think Evans is going to be okay. Evans is actually a long time on pit road. That is actually maybe a speeding penalty for Richie Evans. 30.7 seconds on pit road. It's either a pit road speeding penalty or... Man, we got a lot of drivers with a lot of time on pit road. 26.6 to Rominger. 20.7 for Gillen. Holy moly. Not quite sure what's all the holdup on pit road here. Showing live timing and scoring right now, Eric Tesk as the race lead, or excuse me, Tommy Haynes as the race leader. Well, that was something right there, Dave.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure nobody really wanted... Well, I knew a few people that wouldn't mind seeing that yellow, but a lot of people did not want to see it. But we've got a new race leader, 17, Tommy Haynes, Eric Test sitting in second, Bryce Whitson Jr. third, Richie Evans fourth, Mike Rominger rounding out your top 5 right now.
Looks like they're all getting the, they're all trying to, I'm making sure I'm live on my thing here, too. They're all still trying to catch the race car. We're going 1 to green right now to here, Dave. And they just caught the pace car. They had to wait for all them wave around cars. Here we go. We're going that green flag racing despite everybody trying to get back around to catch up to the racing field. Here they go. Tommy Haynes on the loud pedal. We're back green flag racing. Whitson's going to get second. Whitson just pitted. Haynes just pitted. I'll kind of read off the drivers who pitted. Freshest tires is the top 5 cars. Haynes, Whitson, Tesk, Evans, and Rominger. 6th place all the way down to 13th are on the older tires. Been about 15 laps, including caution flags. A heavy-duty battle back there, though, for position. Cars kind of all over the place. Actually, the top 5 cars are single file. Sinisek's in trouble. He's on the higher line. He just got suppressed by Sal Casey. Hunter McDaniel going after Wells right now. Pass has been completed. Going after some lap traffic in the 28. That would be Chris Voiles, who's currently 1 lap down. Nothing happening up towards... actually, yeah, it did. Bryce Whitson just took the race lead away from Tommy Haynes. Haynes is going to do a crossover. Bryce Whitson, credit for leading a lap. Here comes Haynes on the bottom. Tommy Haynes side by side with Bryce Whitson. Popcorn position. Eric Tesk in third. Watching those two cats battle. I don't want to keep my I want to keep my eyes on this race lead right here. This is some good battling up towards the front between Whitson and Haynes.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, 38 laps to go. We're going to take our final commercial break of the evening, and then we'll be back with the conclusion of this exciting race here at Richmond. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to Richmond Raceway. You are live here on we are live here on the OSR network for the ExtremeMotorsports99.com NASCAR Xfinity Series at Richmond. As Bryce Whitson just lost the race lead to Eric Tesk. Eric Tesk has a little bit of a better car than Whitson, but Whitson is not going to be denied, and he ain't giving up. Hashtag never give up. That is Whitson's motto right there. Especially with be the match on that Camaro. Great story with Bryce Whitson, by the way. Eric Tesk is out front. Tommy Haynes currently in third. Richie Evans in fourth. Mike Rominger in fifth. Hunter McDaniel currently in sixth. Got Sal Casey, the pole sitter, right behind him. Going around lap traffic up towards the front. Travis Pryor in eighth. Jason Wells, the championship leader, in ninth. Running out the top 10, Bryce Sinisek. Everything's kind of calmed down in these stages, in this stage of the race here, Dave. Wonder if we're going to see another caution before we reach the conclusion.
No, I think it's. I have a feeling this is going to go green flag to the end.
Been fantastic racing by these ExtremeMotorsports99.com guys. It is a great premier NASCAR league on iRacing. Great website. I think it's one of the best looking websites out there, in my opinion. Hey, folks, give them a check out. www.extrememotorsports99.com. Extreme with an X. XTREMEMOTORSPORTS. And again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming tonight's race to chat with us here tonight, watching the race with us. And to chat pretty active here. Right? Like Richie Evans going around Tommy Haynes for position. That is a battle for fourth. Oh, excuse me, third. I kind of want to throw Rominger in that process too, because Rominger's close behind, and he might actually try to dive it in there to Haynes on that higher line. Well, yeah, 3-car battle. Evans, Haynes, and Rominger for third, fourth, and fifth. Don't look back, though. A little further back, we got Dakota Gregg in 17th and 15th, Joshua Gillen. Are they for position? They are for position. Hey, back here, right behind, I know Mike Rominger and I know these guys are kind of battling it out back here, but look just behind Rominger, not that lap car, that little red car back there. Dakota Gregg in 98 was battling with that green car. Joshua Gillen for the Lucky Dog. And actually, Marty Ray is actually battling for the Lucky Dog. This is a battle for the Lucky Dog should we get a caution back here, folks. So a couple different racing scenarios, or a couple different races going on the racetrack right now. Michael Atkins Jr. is back out on the racetrack at 15 laps down. Looks like Sal Casey still is in 6th now. He just passed Hunter McDaniel. That was for 6th. Rominger is all over Haynes. And Rominger got Haynes. So move Mike Rominger to 4th, Tommy Haynes to 5th. Ooh, I think a little wall contact for Tommy Haynes off turn number 2 there. I tell you what, that battle for the race leading is not done. Yeah, it's 0.4 of a second, but Whitson is still keeping tabs with Eric Tesk. So nothing's happening up towards the front with the leaders just yet. But if I see something that's going to be happening towards the race leaders, we'll let you know. We'll bring you that action for that top spot since we're reaching the conclusion of this race. Meanwhile, Richie Evans is currently in 3rd, Mike Rominger in 4th, and Tommy Haynes the top 5. Just a little bit ago, Sal Casey got around Hunter McDaniel, and Sal pulled away. Jason Wells is a little further behind in 9th. Top 10, Bryce Sinisek. David Elliott actually is a battle for position for 10th, so that's a battle for 10th place between Sinisek and David Elliott. It's actually probably the only battle that's going on track right now. kind of seeing, according to timing and scoring, is Hunter McDaniel catching Travis Pryor for 7th. Well, 0.3 of a second last time by. Actually, Travis Pryor just gained 0.2 of a second on Hunter McDaniel. Nothing happening there. At least not yet. And David Washington is going after Sinisek. It's actually the only battle on track that I'm currently seeing. Alright, David Elliott, I just looked at your hood of your car, and now you're making me hungry for some steak, because that just said Texas Roadhouse on it. I need to get back there. Nonetheless. So, David Elliott continuing to try to go after Sinisek for a top 10 spot. That would be a battle for 10th. Eric Tesk has pulled 0.2 more on Whitson. Now, 0.6 of a second. Let's see what it is this time by at the start-finish line. 0.6 of a second, so they're just about even right now. Richie Evans is in 3rd. Mike Rominger gained a little bit on Evans in 4th. Tommy Haynes rounding out the top 5. Pretty good battle back here for 10th place. Sinisek is in 10th. Elliott in 11th. John Wimbish, 12th. 10th, 11th, and 12th back here. There's nothing really happening up towards the top 5 area. Everybody's kind of fanned out. Going around lap traffic of the number 20. Number 20 car is Robert David Ballantyne. Multiple laps down. Here goes Wimbish. Underneath Elliott. Pass is successful. Race lead has now grown to 0.7 of a second. Nothing really happening in the top. Nothing really happening within the top 9. This is the most action on track for position is 10th, 11th, and 12th. Elliott's going out underneath Sinisek as Wimbish passed both Elliott and Sinisek.
Well, with 6 laps to go, it's go time, Tanner. These drivers know that. They got to make these moves here. Rominger is actually closing in on Richie Evans there in 3rd. So Tommy Haynes, though, he's another 2.2 seconds behind Rominger. So looks like Rominger is trying to make a move here to catch the 24 Richie Evans to get in a podium spot.
5 laps to go. Let's keep our eyes on the top 4 cars at least. Nothing happened up towards the front, but when it comes to the last lap, let's put eyes on the race leader on the last lap. Meanwhile, let's just keep an eye on for 3rd place. This is Richie Evans, as you said, Dave. Richie Evans and Mike Rominger. Rominger's closing in. Does he have enough time to get there and try to make a pass? Don't know if it's going to happen. Anything can happen. 3 laps to go. Eric Tesk still the race leader. Actually, Tesk is in trouble. He just caught lap traffic. Let's go up to the race leaders. Oh, Whitson around. Nice save. He just got loose off the corner. Almost hitting the inside wall. Holy moly. That put a big gap, though. Over a second and a half. Lap traffic doesn't seem like it is slowing down Eric Tesk. As we're coming to take the white flag, Dave, let's have the eyes on the race leader. White flag for Eric Tesk. Down in turn number 1, no pressure from behind. You got a little over a second, 1.7 seconds ahead. No pressure. One more corner, two more corners. Turn 3 and turn 4. Just got to get through this little bit. Coming off turn number 4, Eric Tesk is going to win at Richmond here in the Extreme Motorsports 99.com NASCAR Xfinity Series. Bryce Whitson in second, Richie Evans third, Mike Rominger fourth, rounding out the top 5, Tommy Haynes. All right. Well, I'm going to start pulling in some drivers here. I like to talk to our race winner, Eric Tesk, if he's in TeamSpeak here. I'd like to get a hold of him. Eric, where are you, buddy? Oh, there's Richie Evans. He'll be a guy to talk to. Actually, I should maybe just wait until he get ready for the waiting for an interview. All right. Well, we'll wait on the race leaders here. Let's talk to. Actually, all right, we're ready to go. Let's talk to Richie Evans here, who finished in first here, Dave. I'm gonna pull up Richie Evans here. Richie Evans, do you have a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Richie, well, you had a pretty good night here tonight. You had a good qualifying position of starting fourth. You finished third. Got roughed up a couple times in the back bumper by Mike Rominger, but you still held him off for a fantastic podium finish of a third place at Richmond. Hey, congratulations on that, by the way.
Hey, thank you very much. Yeah, it was a pretty tough race tonight.
Yeah, and speaking of a tough race, it looked like as the tires wore off, it seemed like it got more difficult to pass. Tell me, how hard is it to pass here at Richmond? Because we did see the bottom line move, but we also seen the higher line go. We see some drivers on older tires pass on that higher line. What was the preferred line in your opinion tonight?
I think on fresh tires, you definitely want to be on the bottom. But as the race goes on, I think you're right. You could slide up a little bit and pass some people up there. Maybe carry a little more momentum.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know that we had a green flag pit stop earlier. I can't remember. Were you one of those drivers that made a green flag pit stop that was actually you weren't. You stayed out and the caution came out. What was your mindset at that time when the caution came out and you didn't make your pit stop yet? You probably thought you had it made, and that was some good track position.
Yeah, I have to give my teammate Mike Rominger some credit there. He made a good call to stay out and run the fuel out of the car and see where it went, and got the caution and gave us some track position. So yeah, kudos to him.
Yeah, absolutely. And now we, Richie, you were 17th in the points prior to this race here tonight. Now you're going to gain some valuable points. But now we go from Richmond to, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong here. I got to double check it's Talladega next week. How do you feel about your chances at Talladega, even though it's pretty much a 200-mile-an-hour chess match?
Yeah, the restrictor plates are usually a crapshoot, but I think I'll have a decent chance to run pretty good there. We'll see.
All right, sounds good, Richie. Well, thank you for coming to take the time to talk with us here tonight. Congratulations on the third place finish, and best of luck to you next week.
Thank you very much, man. Yep.
That was Richie Evans finishing in the third position this evening. Let's go to second place right now. Then we'll talk to second place here, Mr. Bryce Whitson. Bryce, do you have a copy?
Yes, sir. How you doing, Tanner?
Doing all right, Bryce, man. Great job tonight overall. You had a fantastic run here at Richmond. I thought you were going to win the race here tonight, but Tesk was just a little bit better than you. Could you have done anything different, despite getting loose on that back straightaway, to try to gain on Eric Tesk? Because it looked like you were keeping tabs with him for a while.
You know, Tanner, this was a great be the match Chevy Camaro tonight. I couldn't ask for a better car. You know, we had really good Hendrick Motorsports power underneath the hood, and you know, I had some great friends watching the race tonight from Hendrick Motorsports. A lot of my teammates, so I really appreciate it. And you know, I really didn't have anything for Eric there at the end. You know, my best bet was to try and keep him behind me, and it just didn't work out. So once he was gone, I just tried to keep pace, and I was really hoping that lap traffic was going to give me an opportunity to make the pass, but you know, got a little loose coming off of 2 there, and c'est la vie.
Yeah, speaking of getting loose off of turn 2, that had been a scary moment for you because it looked like you kind of got the power down just a little too early that allowed the back end to really kick around on you. What happened coming off turn 2 right there?
Well, these Hendrick Motorsports engines have got a lot of power to them, and
Yep.
when you get back in that pedal, she'll want to snap around on you, and just kind of, gave it a little bit too much, trying to get underneath the 20 and cut her down a little too hard, and just got unlucky. But overall, I'm happy with the night. I'll take the second place. I think we're sitting about 5th in the points, so hopefully move on to the chase here in a couple weeks and show them what we've got.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and speaking of the points, you're about 6th in points right now, and you're climbing the hill, and you finished in the top 10 about half the races this season so far. How do you feel about your chances from moving from Richmond now over to Talladega Superspeedway, which we all know Talladega is a crapshoot and it's a 200-mile-an-hour chess match. It's a lottery. How do you feel about the chances on possibly trying to get a victory in Talladega?
Oh, Tanner, I really love super speedway racing. We've always had good cars there. It'll be a fast car, I'm sure, again at Talladega. Hopefully put it up near the front, if not on the front row. And then, unfortunately, that's the big unknown. That's why I'm hoping to build a little bit of a points lead or a little bit of a points gap here. And then, we've got 2 more races after Talladega. We've got Atlanta and somewhere else. And, hopefully we'll keep our points lead and just, move on.
It has been a solid season so far. Just that we have to get that win column up a couple of numbers there for you there, Bryce. But congratulations on a second place finish here tonight. And I like to say to you, best of luck in the future with everything that you are going through. It's great to see that Be the Match car up towards the front and leading laps and contending for wins. Best of luck for you at Talladega next week.
Yeah, thank you, Tanner. And I just want to say, anybody out there, myself, I'm a bone marrow recipient. If you have an opportunity, please go to bethematch.org and sign up to be a bone marrow donor. It's quick, it's painless, and you're going to save somebody's life one day. So, definitely go out, join.bethematch.org/Hendrick. And thank you guys very much.
That was Bryce Whitson, folks, finishing in the second position tonight. And now let's move one spot up to first place, Mr. Eric Tesk. And Eric, congratulations on the win. You started in the top 5, and you got the lead back from Bryce Whitson. You kind of started pulling away. Whitson made a mistake, and you come away with the win. So congratulations. It was a hard-fought though race for you. It was no easy thing for you here tonight at Richmond. You had to battle through lap traffic, battle through some cars within the top 5. You had a lot of action around you tonight, despite being in the top 5 all night.
Well, it was a hard race. It was a fair race, especially with between me and Bryce. It was a little bit on the edge, but it was a hard battle all over the place with him. During the pit stop strategies, we had some issues because the yellow came out. We didn't cycle through, so we were just lucky we're in the lead lap. Because I just unlocked myself just by an inch or something. But I'm happy with that. But it was really hard. It was really tough. Well, to keep going through the traffic, keep battling without real battling, because tires were the key again this week. So you don't want to battle all the way because you're gonna screw your tires, and well, you know what's happening. You gotta fall back and you can wave your hands to everyone who's passing you.
Yeah, absolutely. And Eric, you've been on a pretty good roll. You won Bristol last week, which was another short track, the world's fastest half mile, or also known as the last great Coliseum. And you win here tonight on a 0.75 mile racetrack of Richmond. And you actually started leading your first laps last week on the season with an average finish of 7th, and you're climbing the point standings. You got some really good momentum in this series. Is the B car? Do you really enjoy racing this NASCAR Xfinity car?
I do. It's comparing with the Gen 6 is really low. You don't have enough power to go all the way. So every mistake, you get punished really badly if you make a mistake. So, and just driving smoothly, because if you don't drive smoothly, you can get slower and slower. So it's all about smoothness, being careful, and well, you know, I like it. You know, just being smooth, just the inputs. You need to be careful with it. So I think me and the big car just maybe we're not a match in heaven, but you know, we're at least we are a match.
Absolutely, and your stats show it, in my opinion. But speaking of your stats, you can carry your stats and try to go for 3 in a row, but it's going to be very tough because next week we're going to Talladega Super Speedway, and the last time you were on a restrictor plate track in this series was back in Daytona, back in March. You finished 15th, but you didn't lead any laps, though. How do you feel about your chances on trying to go for 3 in a row at Talladega?
Well, I think it's gonna be chances to 0, I guess, because I don't like really super speedways. I'm gonna try to survive there, and if I got a shot for the win, I will try it. But I'm 90% sure I don't have a shot anyway.
All right, Eric. Well, the momentum is certainly on your side. Maybe not on a restricted plate track because it's totally different than a 1.5 miles to a short track. But I tell you what, when we go back to the 1.5 miles and short tracks, the momentum is riding with you. So congratulations on the win tonight, and keep it rolling, brother.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate your interview. Have a great night.
That was Eric Tesk, folks, winning the race here tonight at Richmond. And Dave, let's go over the finishing results. Then we'll do some final thoughts and pack her up and head down to Sweet Home, Alabama for Talladega. Eric Tesk winning here tonight, finishes P1. Bryce Whitson finishes in second. Richie Evans in third. Mike Rominger is going to finish in fourth. Tommy Haynes will finish in fifth. Great run by Tommy Haynes, by the way. A shout out to him. He started 23rd, finishes fifth. Sal Casey, the pole sitter, finishes in sixth. Travis Pryor started 16th, finishes seventh. Hunter McDaniel finishes eighth. Jason Wells, ninth, started 25th. Tip my hat to him as well. He was the championship point leader entering this race. John Wimbish running out the top 10. David Elliott finishes in 11th. Bryce Sinisek will finish in 12th, the last car on the lead lap. Scott Mitten finishes 13th. 14th will be Dakota Gregg. Marty Ray finishes 15th. Steve Dutz in 16th. 17th is Joshua Gillen. Wally Tierheimer in 18th. Brian Wasserman finishes in 19th after starting 30th. Chris Voiles rounds out the top 20. Blackjack position, Kerry Cleaver finishes 21st. Gary Wobolt, 22nd. Davis Richards finishes 23rd. Michael Atkins Jr. finishes 24th. Had a strong run going, but unfortunate circumstances knocked him out of the race. Robert David Valentine finishes 25th. Jeremy Rigney, 26th. Cody McFadden, 27th. And the 28 cars that started the event, Randy Perdue finishes 28th. And Nick Hunt and Andy Starcher did not start this evening's festivities. Dave, final thoughts of Richmond here tonight on the racing action, and before we pack her up.
Well, great short track racing. We saw bumping, we saw grinding, we saw a little bump passing. But next week, we're moving to a super speedway, Talladega. We are going to see 2 wide, 3 wide, maybe even 4 wide. So I can't wait to see what happens there.
It is the 200-mile-an-hour chess match next week for sure. But before we say goodbye, we have a couple of thank yous to give out. Thank you to ExtremeMotorsports99.com, the league itself, for allowing us to broadcast their races here on the OSR network. And thank you to Mr. David Everly, who does the double duty and helped me call the action and doing all the director button pushing that you guys seen here tonight, all the action. So thank you, Dave. And thank you to all you viewers for watching each and every single week on Wednesday night for Extreme Motorsports 99. All right. Well, everybody, be sure to join us next week, Wednesday night. Same time, same place on a Wednesday night. Talladega for these boys. I'm Tanner Sharp. This is David Everly. So long, everybody.